Hiya and welcome again. This is teacherfeedback.org. I'm Jo Gakonga and I've got a few thoughts for you this month on trainer talk time. So we talk a lot in feedback and what have you about teacher talk time, but what about trainer talk time? We don't tend to speak so much about that, and that's what I'd like to have a look at today. So clearly it's not just about the quantity of what you say in feedback. The quality obviously is important, but I want to start at least by looking at the quantity. Wright and Blythe, in their really great book Trainer Development, talk about advocatory talk and exploratory talk. And they say that advocatory, I think I'm saying that right, talk, is a teacher advocating a point of view or a body of knowledge to their students, whoever that might be. In other words, doing what has come to be known as lecturing. They say that this is easy, in fact beguilingly easy, and I think they're right, to talk to course participants, but they do not necessarily learn anything from what we say, and they do not develop as independent or autonomous teachers, capable of taking responsibility for their own teaching situations if they only ever listen to their tutors declaiming. So this is quite interesting, I think. There's lots in the literature that also refers to this. So this Wallace and Woolger paper talks about a monologue where the supervisor sorts out the trainees' problems, the latter dutifully taking notes. This paper by Hawkey reports a mentee saying that they just sat there like a sponge. Exploratory talk, on the other hand, Wright and Blythe suggest, is an excellent tool for exploring received ideas or each other's thinking. So they say that this can be unstructured and quite ruminative, or it could be structured around specific tasks. I guess the main thing is it's likely to be characterised by better balance between trainee and trainer talk. So, this is all very well, but you say, well, how much trainer talk is normal? How much is acceptable? I guess there is no acceptable, and there's probably no normal either. But looking at the literature, I found a few examples. So this one was from ESL student teachers and their university tutors in Hong Kong. And you can see that the tutor here has got 73% of the talk. But also, this is interesting, if you look at the mean length of the utterance, how long their turns were, they're 3 times as long as the student teachers. Similar results happened in Ireland, in a university setting from FAR. So this is 63% of the talk here is the tutors. And again, you can see here that although the tutors' turns aren't quite as long as in the previous example, they're still almost twice as long as the student teachers. I looked for similar statistics on CELTA and I couldn't find any, but this is an extract of some feedback talk from Fiona Copland's paper. And I think just looking at it, you can see quite clearly that the trainer here is the one who's doing the majority of the talking. Looking at this doesn't seem to me to be particularly abnormal in terms of an extract, although clearly it's not going to be completely the same in all feedback. I also looked at examples from my research. So I'm doing some research with mentors and mentees, novice mentors. And in this research, the results I got from a typical mentor were about the same, about 74%. Again, 3 times the length of utterance than the mentees. In one case, this went up to 90% of the talk and nearly 10 times the length of turn. So you can see, with some people, this happens more than others. I didn't want to only show other people's work, so I did record my own feedback, and I'm rather ashamed to say that my contribution was 75% to the talk. So it's not an easy thing to do, and I was a bit horrified when I did the maths. I think that what I told them was good advice. I think that it was useful. And I think that, the trainees do expect to be told something. But, as has been mentioned, it's necessary for them to be able to get a word in. This paper also is really nice. It's about a mentor in a school situation and her understanding that this was what she was doing and her desire to reduce her amount of talk. So she says that I have to practice that a lot, not to tell, because my way works so good for me, and I just think, if I just tell them how. I really don't want to develop teachers who are carbon copies of me. I don't. This is really interesting, I think. She says, I think there's a way for me to pose some questions and then be quiet and kind of let them go with that, but it's still some guidance in that direction. That I can fade to the point in my coaching where I don't leave her out, her being the mentee, on her own yet. It's not like I'm gone and she has to rely on her own resources, but I'm almost a whisper. I think this is very powerful, and I liked it a lot, so that's why I wanted to share it with you and see what you thought of it. So my questions for you this month are, how much do you talk? And how much space do you have in your feedback sessions for exploratory talk? And the only way to really find out is to record your feedback. So, please do have a go and see how it goes and let me know. If you've got this far, thank you so much for watching, and I hope it was interesting, and please do give me your thoughts underneath. I think this is much better if it's a dialogue, and we can share thoughts and experiences and see what we think about these things. Feel very free to disagree with me. I look forward to seeing you again and to seeing your comments. Bye bye.